There's a town in America where the crime rate is so low, local police actually host pancake breakfasts just to stay busy. And no, this isn't a quirky TV sitcom. It's real life. You'd think the safest and happiest places to retire would be big cities with fancy hospitals and 24-hour everything, right? Wrong. Turns out the quiet little corners of this country, the ones you've never heard of, are quietly outperforming the big-name destinations everyone flocks to. In fact, one of them throws a weekly marsh-side picnic where strangers show up with lawn chairs and leave as lifelong friends. You're not supposed to know this, because if you did, half the overpriced retirement communities in Florida would empty out overnight. These towns don't make headlines. They don't scream luxury, but they're quietly winning the happiness game. Safety, connection, affordability, all wrapped into one sleepy little main street. And the real kicker? Town number 3 has a tradition so strange, so heartwarming, you'll wish you lived there already. So buckle up, because we're about to take you on a tour of America's best-kept retirement secrets. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe so the algorithm doesn't think I've retired early and moved to a ghost town. It's the only way these hidden gems get the spotlight they actually deserve. Bismarck sounds like a place where fun goes to die, some cold, forgotten town buried under snow and boredom. But what if I told you that seniors here sleep with their doors unlocked? Not because they're reckless, but because the crime rate is that low. This isn't just a quiet town, it's a fortress of peace disguised as a Midwest capital. Imagine waking up to the slow swirl of snow outside your window, sipping coffee while deer wander lazily through the backyard. No honking, no chaos, just silence broken by the occasional knock from your neighbor offering fresh-baked banana bread. While the rest of the country wrestles with rising crime, Bismarck's violent crime rate sits at less than half the national average. We're talking under 2 incidents per 1,000 residents. That's safer than most gated communities, without the HOA drama. And housing? The median home price is around $295,000, which is cheaper than a 1-bedroom condo in Phoenix that comes with a view of your neighbor's trash cans. The town also boasts an above-average healthcare infrastructure for its size and a local culture that's part German hospitality, part North Dakota niceness. Translation: people here say hello and actually mean it, but don't get too comfy because winters in Bismarck make the North Pole look like Miami. Think blizzards, black ice, and wind that could slap your dentures out. Still, for seniors who value peace, safety, and a tight-knit community, it's hard to beat. And if you think living in a town like this is wild, wait until you see number 9, where the golf carts outnumber the cars. At first glance, the Villages looks like a theme park for seniors who never quite outgrew spring break. And in many ways, that's exactly what it is. With more golf carts than actual cars, nightly street parties, and over 100 pickleball courts. This place isn't just a retirement community, it's a parallel universe. Picture this, it's Tuesday night and hundreds of seniors are line dancing under string lights while a live Jimmy Buffett cover band blares from the town square. A woman in her 70s hands you a margarita with a wink, and nobody seems to care what time it is or how old anyone is. The Villages isn't quiet, and it certainly isn't sleepy. It's alive, bursting with social clubs, parades, and themed events that make your high school spirit week look lazy. But here's the twist. While it may sound chaotic, the Villages actually boast one of the highest happiness scores among U.S. retirees and a low crime rate relative to its massive population of over 130,000 residents. Medical access? Excellent. The place has multiple hospital campuses and specialty care clinics built right in. Of course, not everyone's cut out for this much action. If you're introverted, the non-stop socializing might feel like you've accidentally enrolled in a senior frat house. And let's just say rumors spread faster here than on TikTok. But if you thrive on activity, connection, and never having to eat dinner alone unless you want to, the Villages is a retirement fantasy come to life. And just wait until you see town number 8, where you can't even get mail delivered to your house. And somehow residents are obsessed with it. Welcome to a town so charming, it bans street numbers, chain restaurants, and even high heels without a permit. No joke, Carmel by the Sea doesn't just have personality, it has rules. And somehow, seniors love it. Imagine living in a coastal fairy tale where homes have names like Whispering Pines instead of addresses, and you pick up your mail at the local post office. Because that's just how things are done here. Morning fog rolls in like something out of a movie, seagulls drift overhead, and the scent of fresh sourdough from the bakery blends with salty ocean air. This place is less town, more postcard, designed by artists, kept pristine by law, and adored by retirees who can actually afford it. Because here's the catch. The median home price sits just above $2 million, making Carmel one of the most expensive small towns in the country. But for those who live here, it's worth every penny. The violent crime rate is practically non-existent, and the entire town is walkable, peaceful, and dotted with galleries, wine tasting rooms, and cottages that look like they belong in a storybook. There's also world-class medical care just a short drive away in Monterey, plus an older population that actually enjoys dressing up for the farmer's market. The weirdest part? People here actually like not getting mail at home. They say walking to the post office gives them community, connection, and a reason to put on real pants. Go figure. But if spending millions on charm sounds a bit steep, just wait until you see town number 7, where you can live peacefully, safely, and quietly for a fraction of the cost, as long as you're okay with no kids allowed. Green Valley isn't just a peaceful desert town, it's a gated community the size of a small city, custom built for people who don't want to hear screaming children ever again. That's because the entire area is an age-restricted zone, meaning you've got to be 55 or older just to live here. No teenagers, no toddlers, just peace, quiet, and the soothing hum of golf carts passing cactus-lined walking paths. Picture this, it's 6:45 in the morning, the desert sky is turning gold, and a group of retirees in visors and matching sneakers are power walking to the community center for chair yoga and free coffee. Life in Green Valley runs on its own rhythm. There are over 70 homeowner associations, each with pools, recreation centers, hobby studios, and organized activities that range from watercolor classes to competitive table tennis. Crime here, nearly non-existent. The crime rate sits at 56% lower than the national average, and the local sheriff's office is known more for organizing pancake breakfasts than responding to emergencies. Healthcare access is top-notch too, with multiple hospitals and specialty care clinics catering specifically to older adults. The cost of living is surprisingly reasonable, with home prices averaging around $260,000, meaning you can downsize without downgrading your lifestyle. But there's a trade-off. While Green Valley offers serenity, it also comes with a curiously quiet nightlife. Restaurants close early, bars are rare, and if you're looking for spontaneous adventure, you might be better off with a board game night in your neighbor's garage. Still, for seniors who want calm, safety, and a community that respects nap time, it's pure heaven. But the next town on our list, it flips the script entirely because it's full of college students, and somehow seniors love it. Most people think college towns are loud, chaotic, and full of keg parties and existential dread. But Hanover, New Hampshire flips that narrative on its head, because here retirees and Ivy League students share coffee shops like they're in a feel-good movie about intergenerational wisdom. Imagine sitting in a quiet cafe with wood-paneled walls, reading the morning paper while a student next to you breaks down quantum physics like it's a crossword puzzle. Outside, the fall leaves are exploding in gold and crimson, the Connecticut River sparkles under the morning sun, and the whole town hums with calm intellect. Hanover is home to Dartmouth College, which gives the area a lively cultural scene. Think lectures open to the public, world-class theater productions, and libraries you'll actually want to spend time in. Despite being a college hub, the crime rate is shockingly low, sitting at about 75% below the national average. And the town's healthcare access is exceptional thanks to the nearby Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center. The population skews educated and engaged, making casual conversation feel like a TED Talk with warm apple cider. Housing prices are higher than average, with median home values around $700,000. But locals argue it's worth it for the quality of life. And yes, winters here can be unforgiving. Snowstorms, freezing temperatures, and enough ice to turn your driveway into a skating rink. But for those who love a cozy fireplace, intellectual stimulation, and the occasional deep conversation with a 20-year-old philosophy major, Hanover is a hidden gem. Still, if New England winters sound too intense, just wait until you see the next town, where the lakes are blue, the bookstores are charming, and the barbecues come with mountain views. There's a reason Coeur d'Alene looks like it was designed by a Hallmark movie director on vacation. Lakes that shimmer like glass, pine trees that stretch into the clouds, and sunsets that could make a grown man cry. This isn't just a retirement spot, it's a lifestyle upgrade disguised as a postcard. Picture yourself walking along the lakefront boardwalk, the longest of its kind in the U.S., as paddleboarders glide past and someone nearby strums a guitar on a park bench. The local bookstore smells like cedar and coffee, and the farmer's market somehow always has fresh huckleberries, even in months that shouldn't allow it. Coeur d'Alene may be beautiful, but it's not just for show. The violent crime rate is nearly 40% below the national average, and the community is tight-knit in a way that feels like time slowed down just for them. Seniors here don't just retire, they thrive. With outdoor recreation year-round, from hiking and kayaking in summer to snowshoeing in winter, it's perfect for active older adults who want nature without isolation. Housing, still affordable, median home prices hover around $460,000, which is shockingly low for a town this scenic, though it's rising fast as word gets out. Healthcare is solid, with multiple hospitals and senior clinics nearby. But here's the catch. Coeur d'Alene is no longer a secret. In recent years, remote workers and out-of-state buyers have started flooding in, and locals are worried it could lose its charm. Still, for now, it strikes a near-perfect balance of beauty, safety, and community spirit. But if you'd prefer a place with more music, more Southern soul, and a historic downtown that feels like a movie set, then town number 4 might just steal your heart. Franklin, Tennessee feels like the kind of place where country songs come to life, minus the heartbreak and beer cans on the lawn. It's got historic charm, small-town friendliness, and just enough Southern grit to keep things interesting. Imagine strolling past brick storefronts from the 1800s, where bluegrass bands play live on the courthouse lawn and antique shops spill out onto the sidewalk like time never moved on. There's something about Franklin that feels instantly familiar, even if you've never been there. It's cozy, walkable, and always smells faintly like barbecue and sweet tea. But don't let the small-town charm fool you. Franklin is booming. Its population has doubled in the past 20 years, yet it's somehow managed to keep its friendly, laid-back vibe. Crime, low. In fact, Franklin's crime rate is over 50% lower than the national average, and violent incidents are especially rare. It's also just 20 miles south of Nashville, giving residents access to big city hospitals and amenities without sacrificing peace and quiet. Housing is still reasonable for the area, with median home prices around $630,000, and seniors here enjoy a calendar full of local events, art fairs, and music festivals. The downtown area is buzzing on weekends, filled with coffee shops that double as poetry venues and diners where waitresses call you hun. The only downside? It's not as quiet as it looks. Between the music, the tourists, and the parade of festivals, Franklin can feel more like a celebration than a sleepy retirement village. But if you love history, culture, and being surrounded by people who say y'all with genuine affection, this is your place. That said, if you're looking for something quieter, something slower, by the water, and a little more surreal, then wait until you see the town that stops everything for sunset picnics. Every Wednesday evening in Beaufort, South Carolina, something magical happens. Locals gather by the marsh, unfolding lawn chairs, unpacking picnic baskets, and watching the sun dip below the Spanish moss-covered trees in complete, reverent silence. No one checks their phone. No one's in a hurry. It's like the whole town agrees to just pause. And this isn't a tourist stunt. It's a weekly ritual, born out of a culture that values presence over pace. Nestled on the southeastern coast, Beaufort feels like a town trapped inside a watercolor painting. Think pastel cottages, wraparound porches, shrimp boats rocking lazily in the harbor, and streets shaded by 100-year-old oaks. It's slower than Charleston, quieter than Savannah, and arguably prettier than both. But Beaufort isn't just beautiful, it's surprisingly safe. Its violent crime rate is nearly 60% lower than the national average. And the community is so tightly woven, people greet each other by name at the grocery store. You can walk alone at night here, past historic mansions and sleepy docks, and feel like you're part of something special. Healthcare? Solid. There are respected regional hospitals nearby, and the town caters well to older residents, with wellness events, walking clubs, and frequent farmers markets loaded with local produce. The median home price is a manageable $415,000, especially for coastal living. But of course, paradise has its price. Hurricane season brings nerves, insurance costs are higher than you'd like, and the humid summers could steam your glasses right off your face. Still, for seniors craving warmth, serenity, and the kind of community that still waves from porches, Beaufort is a southern dream. And if that sounds idyllic, wait until you see town number 2, where summer never ends and seniors spend mornings biking through cherry orchards by the water. Traverse City might be best known for cherries, But for seniors in the know, it's actually a wellness sanctuary dressed up as a small town. This is where retirees go not just to rest, but to live fully. Picture biking along a vineyard-lined trail with the morning sun glinting off Lake Michigan, then stopping at a cafe that serves lavender lattes and fresh-baked scones still warm from the oven. In the summer, sailboats drift across the bay, while farmers' markets burst with local cheeses, berries, and enough jams to stock a retirement pantry for life. It's not just scenic, it's soul-soothing. Traverse City is calm without being dull, social without being loud, and endlessly beautiful in every direction. Seniors here enjoy access to the Munson Medical Center, a top regional hospital, plus a tight network of clinics and wellness facilities tailored for aging adults. Safety? No surprise. It ranks as one of the top 10 safest cities in Michigan, with a violent crime rate well below the national average. The community is engaged, friendly, and filled with opportunities for outdoor activity that doesn't require a gym membership, just a pair of good shoes and a curiosity for beauty. The cost of living is moderate, with median home prices around $420,000, though waterfront properties can jump into higher brackets fast. And yes, winters are icy and long. You'll trade a slice of convenience for 4 months of snow boots and driveway salt. But for those who can embrace the seasons, Traverse City offers a refreshing blend of calm, culture, and quiet confidence. Still, the next town on this list? It doesn't need lakes or cherries. It's a high desert hideaway where retirees are so content, it almost feels fictional. And yet, it's very real. Los Alamos isn't just quiet, it's eerily quiet. The kind of quiet that makes you look around and wonder if you're in a simulation designed by a senior citizen with a PhD in peace and quiet. And in some ways, you kind of are. Originally built for top-secret nuclear research during World War II, this high desert town still feels like a carefully controlled experiment. Except now, instead of scientists racing to split the atom, you've got retirees hiking the mesa trails, running book clubs, and discussing astrophysics over artisan coffee. It's surreal. Stunning mesas rise in every direction, deer cross the streets like they have right-of-way, and the sunsets explode in pinks and oranges that make your camera feel unworthy. Los Alamos is incredibly safe, routinely ranked among the top 3 safest towns in America, with crime rates that hover near statistical invisibility. It's not uncommon for people to leave cars running while grabbing groceries. Add to that a top-tier hospital, high education levels, and a strong sense of civic pride, and you get a retirement haven that feels both peaceful and purposeful. The average home price sits around $485,000, which is surprisingly reasonable given the town's pristine setting and reputation. But Los Alamos isn't for everyone. It's isolated, there's no target, and nightlife consists mostly of stargazing and talking about quantum theory with your neighbor. But for retirees who crave security, scenery, and a community that values both solitude and curiosity, it's a near-perfect match. And if that all sounds a little too utopian, well, next week we're diving into the opposite list. The towns where crime is up, happiness is down, and people are literally leaving in droves. Don't miss it. So there you have it. 10 towns that prove peace, safety, and real happiness don't have to come from a mansion or a flashy zip code. Sometimes it's the small, quiet places, the ones tucked between lakes, deserts, and historic main streets, that give us the deepest sense of home. And here's the thing, what feels like paradise for one person might feel like isolation for another. That's why we want to hear from you. Have you ever visited or even lived in one of these towns? Would you retire in a place with no street numbers, or one where sunset picnics are practically a law? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Even if it's just a quick yes or no, your story might help someone else find their perfect spot. And if you found this video helpful, surprising, or just plain interesting, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next deep dive. We've got more untold stories, weird facts, and eye-opening discoveries coming your way. Because when it comes to growing older, the truth is, where you live shapes how you live, and you deserve to live well.